Welcome, everyone. We are today here presenting our local funding options, and we would like to welcome our 4 banks who will be talking with us today about what are the local funding options available for our local businesses. To get us started, I'm going to invite our representatives from HSBC to please get your presentation going. 1 more minute, I just wanted to go over the format. We will have presentations by each of our banks, 10 minutes each, so that they can share with you what options are available. Followed by that, we'll have question and answers, and everyone attending can please send us your questions through the Q&A tab on your screens. And we will try and answer all the questions that we receive. Once we have gone through, we will see if there are any other questions that we can take care of. We are planning to keep our webinar under 60 minutes. So let's get started with HSBC.
Sure, thank you so much. Hi, my name is Antoinette Serna, and I am the Business Relationship Manager Team Lead for Northern California and Washington. I just want to thank you so much for having me. Let me go ahead and get this presentation up so that way then we can share our screen. Okay, so I'm here today to speak to you, and I'm happy to share all of our offers and explain how HSBC is really able to effectively help small business. So first things first, HSBC has set the bar exceptionally high with engaging technology to 100% remote onboard new to bank customers. So we're able to identify customers remotely and also send out all documentation for new accounts and existing accounts to collect signatures electronically. That means the customer never has to actually physically step into the branch. However, if a customer does wish to meet face-to-face, HSBC has taken extra precautionary measures to ensure a clean and sanitary environment during COVID. Also, most importantly, every customer at HSBC is assigned to a relationship manager. Big business, small business, everyone has a dedicated service person assigned. So that way then they are able to really connect with somebody who can ask them questions and understand their business. So that way then we can help them with the things that matter most to them. Now, to go into some details for the offers that we currently have for our clients in the small business banking space, we have quite a few things available. Right now, for customers that want to open up a new business relationship with HSBC, we have a $250 welcome deposit offer for a new business checking account. To qualify for that offer, you need to maintain a balance or fund the account with $5,000 or more in new money within the first 30 days of account opening, and also register and log on to your online banking or what we call HSBC Net within 45 days. Also, please make sure that you maintain that minimum qualifying balance for at least 90 days to qualify for the $250 offer. So you can see that we have a flyer here. It also includes the information for our relationship manager. Her name is thao.x.le, and she covers our Cupertino locations. And then here are the terms and conditions. We also, in conjunction to be able to help businesses during this time of need, we also have a credit card offer. So for our business credit card, that also works in conjunction with our online banking platform and with the business checking account. This here, it's a business MasterCard. And with a $5,000 spend within the first 3 billing cycles, you can qualify for 25,000 bonus points. Now, with these 25,000 bonus points, if they're used as a statement credit, that's worth $250 cash. Now, what I'd also like to point out about this credit card is that it does have a 0% introductory APR for the first 12 months, which makes it a very strong offer for business owners to be able to utilize and streamline their cash flow and also make borrowing during COVID accessible. You can also see all of the terms and conditions here. Now, to move it over to OB, we do also have some personal offers because at HSBC, we care about the entire relationship and we're here to help. So we also have personal offers for our clients. So that way then we can help them as individuals and we can also help their employees. So over to you, Obi.
Thank you, Antoinette. First off, I'd like to say hello to everyone. Thank you for making it on today's call. And I wanted to share some information that is currently being offered by the Valco location. So these are some back pocket offers as HSBC opened up in the Cupertino community. We're about a month away from being a year old. So how time flies, Anjali. But now that our first year is ending here, as we continue to move forward, we do have some great promotions that we have recently released dedicated to this office. So if you are interested, the information will be available to you to reach out to us at the Valco office. But the first promotion that we have is for Premier clients. So if a client does come to HSBC and they open up a checking account with us, up to September 30th, and they fund with a minimum deposit of $75K, and they do 2 consecutive direct deposits, which are qualified direct deposits. And by qualified direct deposits, what we mean with everything that we're sharing are an employer direct deposit, a type of government like a Social Security would qualify as a direct deposit, or any type of a pension that you may have where you switch the direct deposit over will qualify you for these promotions. That being said as well, we are offering a liquid savings account that is about to expire May 29th, but that is offering a 1.50 interest rate as well on top of this. So if you are interested in receiving the 775 bonus, again, you can call the Valco office at 408-367-3510. And the terms and conditions are here that we would be happy to go over with you over the phone or in person as well. We also have another promotion that we're offering. This is on our advanced platform. And this promotion does not need a specific dollar amount like the last promotion which I shared, which was a 75K balance amount. With this promotion, again, just like the last one, it is going through September 30th. And all you need to do with this next promotion that I'm sharing with you is if you set up your qualified direct deposit of employer, government, check, or pension, you get 2% cash back for the next 12 months, up to $600 for the year. And for that, again, just call 408-367-3510. Just let them know that you heard about the promotion through this chamber call that we're having, and we are able to assist you by setting up an appointment. And the terms and conditions, as Antoinette is showing, we can go over with you in person as well to make sure we put you in the correct proposition with HSBC. So we currently have those promotions going as a back pocket offer for this special location, as well as everything that Antoinette shared. And once again, I do want to let everyone know that, as Antoinette said, we are a relationship-based bank. So no matter what your deposit or the type of proposition you're in, we ensure that all of our clients do have a dedicated relationship manager that can help them with their immediate and future needs. So with that being said, if anyone does have any questions, I don't know, Anjali, if we're doing that now or if you'd like me to pass it over to you, and we can take questions at the end of the call.
Yes, we'll be taking questions at the end of the call. So thank you, Obi. And now with that, I would like to introduce you to our next banker from KeyPoint, Stephen.
Thank you, Anna-Lee. So my name is Stephen Weiler. I'm with KeyPoint Credit Union. I've been here for 8 years. And bottom line, right now, KeyPoint we have 2 products. And the 2 products that we're actually promoting, it's investment real estate. We are lending nationwide, and SBA. So the best indicator of how a business is probably going to do in a normal environment is however they did last year is probably how they will do this year. Things have changed though, so we're scrutinizing deals a little bit deeper. So last year we funded it's just me and 10 people, we funded $13 million of SBA loans, and those were SBA 7A loans. And for credit unions, we are the #1 credit union in the state of California to be funding SBA 7A loans. So we did $13 million worth of those. We did businesses that, we did some whale watching tours. We did this amazing great white shark excursion where they drop cages in the water and then tourists will jump into the cage and they throw chum out and all the sharks will swim around you. Make sure you keep your hands in the cage. And that company had been leasing equipment, and we came in and we did the financing of several boats for them. We financed some CPAs we have in the pipeline now. Right now we have some wineries that we're funding. So last year we did $13 million of SBA loans, SBA 7A. Right now we're doing a solar company, some engineers from Boeing. They moved to California and they run a very successful solar business, and they're buying some real estate to move their business to. And we're doing 90% financing on the piece of real estate that they're buying. And they need some money for the tenant improvements. They need some money for the actual moving and the grand opening at the new site. So ultimately, we're really doing about 100% financing for these former Boeing executives that are running this solar company here in California. So we're doing SBA loans in California. We're doing partner buyout loans. We're doing a loan right now for some sisters. They have a catering business. 10 years ago, when they started their business, they got along swimmingly well, and some things happened. So these two sisters are not getting along anymore. And one sister needs $1 million to make her other sister go away. So we're funding that $1 million partner buyout. We do change of ownerships. We do working capital. We're still looking at every single SBA loan that we possibly can in California. So that's my first bucket of money. We're funding those loans just like we did last year. We're digging a little deeper this year, of course, on SBA loans, but working capital, equipment financing, partner buyouts, change of ownership, that's what we're funding. My second bucket of money, it's just me and one other originator. Last year, we did $100 million of investment real estate. And these are typically wealthy Silicon Valley-based families. And we're doing Walgreens and Starbucks. We're doing the branches occupied by Bank of America. We're doing the branches occupied by Wells Fargo and US Bank. So a family might buy 3 US banks. They're the landlords, and then they're leasing it to US Bank. We do a lot of Starbucks. We do a lot of DaVita Kidney Dialysis. So we're doing investment real estate loans nationwide. That's my second bucket of money. Last year, we funded $100 million of those. And as I see, we have a lot of credit unions on the phone. So credit unions, we can only have a certain percentage of our assets in MBL loans. So we have 43 partners buying our commercial real estate loans from us nationwide. Some of the finest banks and credit unions are buying our commercial real estate loans. So really, those are the two buckets of money that we have, and we're lending quite aggressively on both. Last year, in order for us to fund the $113 million of investment real estate and SBA loans, we looked at $1 billion. So we say no to 9 out of 10 people, but if you have referral sources and if you send us a very complete package, again, it's just me and one other originator, we're trained in looking at your income statements, we're trained in looking at your balance sheets. We can cash flow your deal immediately, and we'll let you know right then and there if we're going to get your loan across the finish line. So that's what we're selling, is the certainty of execution. If you're that 1 out of 10, and if you sit down with me and my one originator and you bring us a very thorough file, if we like what we see, we'll give you a commitment letter, a conditional commitment letter on the spot, and the propensity. In my 8 years at KeyPoint Credit Union, virtually 100% of those loans have crossed the finish line. So we don't like to waste anybody's time, and that's what I'm selling. The last thing is just my certainty of execution. We don't have a huge marketing team. We don't have a huge branch network. If you have a loan request, you call me on my cell phone, and I pick it up. I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's what I'm selling. You can call me right now, and I'll answer your call. So that's KeyPoint Credit Union, 2 buckets of money, SBA 7A loans, and investment real estate nationwide. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. And now we're going to turn over to Meriwest and Danielle and her team to share with us what they have to offer.
Hi, my name is Danielle De La Torre. I'm with Meriwest Credit Union at our Cupertino office. I will be introducing you to Michael Luong, who is our relationship manager, business relationship manager, to go over our business products.
Thank you, Danielle. Can everybody hear me? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi everybody. My name is Michael Luong. I have a couple of friends on the call from previous financial institutions. Currently, I'm at Meriwest Credit Union. Love it. Meriwest is really good when it comes to customer service and really providing a good experience for all of our members. I specialize primarily commercial real estate loans, both investment property and owner user. So, and we're very good at what we do. What we really excel are a lot out of the box type of deals that other larger financial institution might not be able to lend. I'm closing on a care home for cash out. I done a gas station and a car wash. I've done a lot of out of box deals that's come directly from the larger banks because they can't do it. We're very flexible. We want to make sure we have a strong deal, but there's a lot of situations where it's not the financials, but it's more of a situation. So those are the kind of deals we excel in. Of course, we love the apartments, office building, warehouses. It doesn't really matter if it's owner user or partially owner user or investment or partially investment. We do all of them. We do some SBA loans, but mainly we do conventional commercial real estate loans. That's our specialty. For the PPP loan, I myself have submitted over about 65 PPP loans myself. Unlike the larger banks, I actually submit the SBA PPP loans myself. So we funded around 55 already so far for the second wave, totaling about $6 million. And then we have another about 70 that we have to fund, but we got over about 120 approved PPP for a lot of the local business owners, which is much needed help. We have a great online platform, so a lot of our business accounts can be opened on the phone or online with a financial representative. We also can do a lot of things on the phone or online. So it's definitely something we're working with people during COVID-19 situation. That's about it. Is there anything else that you want me to add, Danielle?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
For Meriwest, on our personal side of things, Meriwest has partnered up with the city of Cupertino to establish a rentals program or a loan to help out. We're going to follow around the same guidelines as the PPP, but we'll defer the payments for the first 6 months and the interest rate will be at 1%. It's only open right now for the citizens of Cupertino. So these are some of the things that we're currently working to help the community, as well as we do have checking accounts that we're paying 2% on. We have our Premier Savings that we're currently offering 2.5%. So we're still trying to be able to help the community and keeping the interest rates as high as we can to be paying back that we can. Helen, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd just like to add that we're also a sponsor bank for the Federal Home Loan Bank's programs to help nonprofits. So if anyone is interested in a grant, applying for a grant with our HEAD program to help with economic assistance during this time, please contact me. Thank you, Danielle.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Anjali.
Thank you, Danielle and the team at Meriwest. And now we will hear from TechCU, and it's with you, Richard.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time here today and inviting us to your webinar. I really just wanted to kind of go over our business lending platform that we have here at Technology Credit Union. As far as our SBA PPP application applications that we have funded here, we've been able to help over 400 businesses here in our community, funding about over 100 million in PPP. So a lot of great success there. It's been very rewarding to be able to help so many businesses within our community. We definitely offer the remote business onboarding directly with a banker like myself here at Technology Credit Union. Our extensive online program that we have, our mobile services that we have, and we're still obviously having branches that are open and available to our members. Time frame usually right now for funding on PPP, we're looking at about, once received a completed application, about 2 business days for funding. So pretty quick turnaround time. And we still have a lot of room to go too. So a good question that I've seen a lot of clients have is asking if there's still funds available for the PPP program, and definitely there are. I'd also like to introduce our Chief Commercial Banking Officer, Joe Anzalone here, who can kind of dive more into the commercial banking side here at Technology Credit Union. Joe?
Yeah, thank you very much, Richard. It's a pleasure to be here to present at the Chamber, so thank you for the invitation. Richard said it very well. We're very active in the PPP program, and as of now, among the credit union industry, we're doing 20% of the PPP loans. So we're really happy to announce that from the standpoint we know it's helpful to so many small to medium-sized businesses that are struggling or having difficulties during this extraordinarily difficult time. And we just consider it the right thing to do. So as Richard said, we will continue in that program. There is over $130 billion on last SBA count available under the program. So if you know anybody out there in and around your communities, we are well represented throughout the Bay Area. Please introduce them to either myself or Richard, and we're happy to process those loan requests. Further on our commercial program, we're a very well-developed commercial, have a very well-developed commercial banking platform to supplement our retail banking capabilities. We date back to 1960. For those who don't know, Technology Credit Union comes from Fairchild Semiconductor, so we have deep roots in the Valley as a member-supporting, relationship-oriented financial institution. A little more on our commercial program. We are active commercial real estate lenders, both owner, user, and investor. We've been a licensed SBA lender for 7 years. We do 7A, 504, and of course, the PPP program, which falls under the 7A product. We're an active construction lender for development projects, both residential and commercial throughout the Bay Area. And we also do asset-based receivable lines of credit through our subsidiary called Tech Capital LLC, which is a wholly owned CUSO. And a CUSO is a fancy word for a subsidiary. A CUSO means a credit union service organization. And we provide equipment loans and receivable lines to small to medium-sized businesses, businesses that are growing, businesses that may be having difficulty, that cannot sustain normal covenants or requirements from a commercial bank, but they have assets, they have receivables, they have inventory, and from that standpoint, we can find ways to provide them the borrowing availability that they need. In addition to that, we have a very well-developed commercial cash management platform that's up and running. Richard alluded to that. It features mobile and desktop RDC, account analysis, positive pay, a state-of-the-art commercial grade wire system for international and domestic wire capabilities, and business online banking, which can be done largely through online and remote channels. So we are very well developed in that regard as well. So anyway, I'd like to turn it back over to Anjali and thank everybody for their time for us to present.
Well, thank you all for giving us a little background about your banking. And, you know, questions have been coming in, and something that we hear a lot on the news is that, you know, small businesses are not getting funded. And so it'd be nice to hear from each one of you, as I recall that all of you have do SBA loans, to tell us how much funding you have done in SBA loans, whether it be, especially in the PPP program, because that would give reassurance to our community that yes, there are people getting funded and maybe it's slow and can go. So I'm just going to call out on each bank, and then that way it'd be just easier. So I think I'll just go back to you, Richard, as you're the last one who finished from TechCU, and just share with us how much you have funded for now, or anyone from TechCU, either one of you from TechCU.
Sure. Yeah. I'd be
Maybe I
happy
can
to.
take, do you want me to take
Yeah.
that one, Richard? Just because I've
Go
got the
ahead, Jeff.
numbers right on. So we've done over, as Richard said, we're around $100 million in funded PPP loans. Over 400 businesses have been helped since the program inception, and we've done that in about 6 weeks' time. So I know we've heard that some are not getting funded, but we're very pleased, and not I would say, to Richard's point, in 2 to 3 days with working with a borrower, we can turn around these loans to not only get the SBA authorization, but get it funded, because we know those businesses are in dire need. We don't want to waste time. We've set up a very well developed, streamlined process, and we're proud of that. And many of them are in and around the Cupertino chamber throughout the Bay Area. So, and our plan is for as long as the money's available, we are accepting and we'll take applications and continue.
Thank you. How about Meriwest?
Hi, Anjali. So we've currently have done over 120 applications funded over 6 million. Right now, we're currently working through what we have in our pipeline. So we're currently not accepting new applications. And as soon as we get these through and still funds, we'll be reopening it again.
Thank you. KeyPoint Credit Union.
So KeyPoint, we funded about half of what technology did. So technology, for you guys to do $100 million, you guys are rock stars. That's amazing. Hats off to you. You guys are just complete studs to do that. We funded $42 million. We took in 550 applications, and out of the 550 applications, we funded 400 of those. So we did deals, just some really small deals there. As you all know, there's a lot of work involved with these. So we funded 400 loans totaling $42 million. And we got the A team in here doing it. We had people working, entering E-Tran 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's the folks that receive those PPP funds are some of the hardest working people in California. I mean, we're all lucky. Most people in the screen right now, we're getting paid on the 1st and the 15th. The folks that we provided PPP loans to, they're not getting paid. So the banks and the credit unions, hats off to all of you for participating aggressively in the PPP loan program. And there are still funds out there, as Joe said. And so we've actually stopped taking applications recently, but I know people here. So if you have a deal and you still need it to cross the finish line, if you call me, I think I can still get a PPP loan across the finish line for you. So yeah, love PPP.
And from HSBC, Obi, did you guys do PPP loans?
We absolutely did. So we took a total of 4,437 total PPP applications. We actioned 99% of the applications, and we funded over $1.4 billion.
Thank you. So we have another question, which is related to, do any of you have loan programs for line of credit, as a line of credit for business owners? And I'm going to start with Meriwest at this time and then work my way around.
Hi. Yes, Meriwest does have business lines of credit. And I would speak more with Michael. I know he had to get off the call right now. He's processing more of the PP loans, trying to get them, keep getting them across the finish line. But we do lines of credit.
And I will add that it's a very short application process for our business lines of credit.
Thank you. KeyPoint?
So actually, KeyPoint, we do not have your classic working capital line of credit. That $100,000 line or that $1 million line where you use it, pay it back, use it and pay it back. We don't have that traditional product, but what we do have, we have a permanent working capital, and we offer this, we do a lot of these, where here's your $500,000 working capital line of credit, and it's fully advanced, and you just make the payment now over the next, like a car loan, you just make a payment every month, really for the next 120 months. So not true working capital. The SBA calls it permanent working capital.
Thank you. HSBC?
We do. We have a variety. We have a working capital line. We also have your traditional term loans, and we also have a hybrid product, which is called a revolving credit term loan, which means that we will treat basically the purchase as a line of credit for a revolving period of time. And then after that, it will turn into a revolving term loan. Review them, and we will approve where appropriate.
Thank you. Another question coming in is how easy is it for you, all the banks nowadays, to get a new customer on board virtually and make it simple for them to join a new, if they are not your current banking customers? And with, oh, I'm sorry, I think I've missed TechCU to answer the line of credit question. So I'm going to go back to TechCU so they can answer the line of credit question.
I'll just continue on the line since it's credit and lending related. Yes, the answer is yes. We have a business line of credit, standard non-formula, that we try to streamline the application as much as we would for a mortgage, home equity, or an auto loan. Try to keep it under that level of simplicity if we can. And then more larger type borrowing requests for lines. As I had mentioned, we do asset-based receivable lines, equipment term loans, and inventory loans as well. And that's more of a formalized underwriting. They tend to be larger loan requests, 500,000 up to 5 million. And those borrowers are serviced that way.
Thank you. And now going to the second question, which is how easy is for a bank to virtually onboard a new client? And with that one, I will start with Stephen with KeyPoint.
The PPP loans that we did, about half of them, the 400 we did, half were to existing members. And for the HSBC bankers, credit union, we have this membership requirement. So 200 of our PPP loans approximately were to existing members. So those were a lot easier than the second round, the second tranche of that 200. So bringing those folks in as members, it was to answer your question, the short answer, Anjali, it was very easy. 100% of our PPP loans were funded and docu-signed and boarded completely without anybody ever coming to any of our offices. So from listening to the feedback we're getting from our members, it was relatively flawless using DocuSign and just doing everything online.
Thank you. HSBC?
Yes, we have a 100% remote process that we can follow to onboard new customers. For our lending, we can also send out the applications electronically for them to sign. All our PPP loans were also sent out electronically for signatures. And with our checking account process, we can literally identify a customer without ever having to step into a brick and mortar location. So yes, we have 100% remote onboarding capabilities for our clients and prospects.
Thank you. TechCU?
Yeah, it's the same. We have a very well-developed online and mobile capability. The PPP loan program was all digital, just the same sort of process that Stephen outlined. We emulated as well, and we really have brought digital tools, be it online banking, remote and desktop RDC capabilities. We've accessorized our branches to be very functional, to allow anybody to bank the way they want to bank. If they're in the presence of our branches and they start something, they can pick something up and complete an application online, or they can go through mobile and those channels as well. So it's really as digitally enabled as we possibly can be, knowing this is what the marketplace would want from us.
Thank you. And finally, Meriwest.
Yes, it's very easy to go online. We have our online banking. You can set up your accounts. We DocuSign, so you never have to step into the branch as well, and via remotely on telephone. So it's very easy to establish and open your accounts, business accounts, and online as well.
Thank you. Before we go to the next question, I want to remind all our attendees that if you have any questions for any particular banker or all the bankers, please just put them in the question and answers portion, and we will ask them. The other question that's come in is about how fast will somebody get capital once they have processed the paperwork with you? And for that, I'm going to start with HSBC.
So as soon as they process the paperwork with us, it depends on the lending facility that they would really actually like to take advantage of. We can give same-day approvals for some of our products, and some of them do take a little bit more time because they do need to go through the underwriting process. We are very clear with setting those expectations up front and making sure that we take the applications, and we can pre-flight deals where necessary. So a lot of that just, has to do with the collaboration that we work with together with our credit officers. I'm formally credit trained, I've been in business banking for 18 years, so I help with a lot of those conversations.
Thank you. TechCU?
Yep, sorry. Yeah, I'll continue. So the timing really depends on kind of the product, the complexity of the loan request, and the like. So obviously on PPP loans, those applications are streamlined and speed is really, and time is of the essence. We go very, very quickly in the 2 to 3 days. Construction loans and commercial real estate loans need more of a formal underwriting. That could take a few weeks to a month or so because you need outside third-party reports like appraisals, and if the loan is large enough, environmental reports and those types of things. So those are roughly just the things that are needed when the loans are larger and they become more complex. But always we try to move things as quickly as possible when we can. Smaller size loan requests, we obviously endeavor to streamline the processes as much as we can and stay on the shorter side so we can be responsive. And the end result is to make sure the loan occurs as best we can within the time frame that the borrower and the customer needs to see happen.
Thank you. Meriwest?
It's the same thing. We can, depending on the loans, we can approve them to the same day, depending on the complexity and how much of a loan they're needing. It can take a few weeks, maybe a month, depending on what they're looking at. So the simpler, the smaller the loan, the faster we can approve them quicker as well.
Thank you. Finally, KeyPoint.
So I'm seeing things they're taking quite a bit longer these days. Normally we're getting deals across the finish line in a healthy environment in about 45 to 60 days. But nowadays, as Joe said, getting the commercial appraiser, getting him or her into the property, getting the business valuation company, getting them on board, having the environmental company go to the site. Some of them don't want to enter the property. Oh, and then working with the Register of Deeds. Some municipalities, they're still on lockdown. So working with title companies and escrow companies, everything is taking a little bit longer. And, it's just right out of the gate, managing expectations and letting everybody know things are, as I see it, things are taking a little bit longer. And, but it's just, again, communication, letting everybody know that things take longer, but I think most of us, what we're selling is that certainty of execution. Give us a full file, and the more thorough our borrowers are and our referral sources are up front, the greater the certainty of execution and the faster the speed of getting it across the finish line.
Thank you. Another question that's just coming in is, does it matter if you are new to the bank and have no relationship to get a loan? And for that, I will start with Meriwest.
And you can apply for the loan, but once approved, one of the requirements would be to become a member of the credit union, but you don't need to be a member to apply. But once approved, then you would have to become a member. That's all.
Thank you. TechCU.
Yes, so yeah, memberization is also required here at Technology Credit Union, but you do not have to be a member to apply. We really, again, try to set that expectation with those new clients of what's going to be needed in order to get the loan approved and what is needed for the membership piece.
HSBC?
We're happy to take applications from customers and prospects. The best pricing goes to our customers.
Thank you. And KeyPoint?
KeyPoint is pretty much like everybody else. We need to have somebody in as a true member before we can lend to them. And we have, the handcuffs they're not overly aggressive. It's the classic live, work, worship, or educate, kind of somewhere in California. So we're looking for ways to bring people in. We have to be reasonable, and we'll bend over backwards to bring people in as a member. But yes, they absolutely have to be a member in order for us to execute.
Thank you. As you all know, we are, a question related to PPP is that, do the lenders help businesses with the PPP loan forgiveness application? And for that, I'm going to start with Meriwest.
I would follow up with Michael to understand and see if they're helping them with that application process. That's not something I know. Michael just left, so I can get that back to you all.
Thank you. No worries. Texi, you?
Yeah, I'll answer that. We're right in the middle of that process now. We're awaiting guidance from the SBA on how to petition for forgiveness. We're going to be helping our members do that, and we're actually looking for some automation to really facilitate that process. So yes, forgiveness is coming up right now. The first wave of our borrowers in the early part of April, if you take the 2 months in the in that period of using it for payroll and support, it's coming up in June, and they're going to want to get their forgiveness done, and we're going to be set up to help them do that.
Thank you. KeyPoint.
So everything Joe just said, the guidelines are still coming out from the SBA, and to just work with our borrowers through that phase 2 of the forgiveness. And so we're really looking for guidance from the SBA in that phase 2.
Thank you. HSBC?
Absolutely. And we will have a link that our customers will be able to click on, upload their documentation when we get more guidance from the SBA. And they can do that either through a third-party link, or they can do that directly through their online banking. So we've streamlined that process, and we've made it easy for our customers.
Thank you. This is a little bit more complex question, but I think any one of you can answer that. And it's again related to the forgiveness loan. What costs are eligible for loan forgiveness, and how is it calculated for loan forgiveness? Would one of you like to take that on? I see Joe's hand up. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're dealing with this day in and day out, so I feel like I know this more than other things right now. So the answer is, the loan proceeds are broken down predominantly, have to be used 75% for payroll related costs, basically paying or bringing back your workers, your employees. The other 25% can be used for rent, utilities, and mortgage. And that's the general formula. And there's a calculator that when you come in and make the application, it'll help you. So as long as you can pull together your payroll related documents, your 941 and related, and if you're an individual contractor, self-employed individual, you can apply too. And again, we'll take that right off the Schedule C of your tax returns, kind of determine, the right sizing of the loan. And as long as you fall within that guideline and, provide us with the satisfactory paperwork behind it, one, it'll get the loan approved that much faster, but then that'll be the paperwork you'll submit for forgiveness.
Just a follow up to that, is there a time frame for paying to the employees? If I understood you right, it's the 2 months that just passed?
Yeah, well, 2 months from so they basically said use it for a 2-month period. So if you submit your loan, basically it's covering 2 months of payroll. And the idea is either you retain your employees that otherwise you couldn't pay for because either your business has gone down significantly. So that's basically the formula. It's 2 months times what your normal payroll is.
Okay, thank you. As we are coming to a close, I'm going to see if each one of you can say a few words before we end. And because people have asked us for your contact information, and I know, like Stephen said, your cell phone. So maybe you want to share that, because we do have a slide that we will be bringing up shortly, so that every bank's phone number is on it. But if you want to share your contact information that is not the bank's number, please, I would say go ahead, and I'll start with Texi, you, as you were just finishing off with that.
Okay, I'll have Richard Toletti go first, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Joe. Of course, you can contact us directly through our website, our customer care line at 408-451-9111. But if you'd like to speak to me directly, I'd be more than happy to assist. I do have a work cell phone number where you can reach me. That's 408-612-9190. And then Anjali, I believe you're going to be posting my email address as well after this.
And again, well, I'll put my information along with Richard's together, Anjali, so you'll get both of them.
Thank you. Meriwest?
So my name, well, Danielle De La Torre. You can reach me at 408-365-6425, or you can reach my cell phone, which is 408-390-4100.
KeyPoint.
I'm Stephen Weiler with KeyPoint, 2 buckets of money, my SBA bucket throughout the state of California, SBA 7A only. That's my first bucket. My second bucket of money is investment real estate nationwide. You can call me on my cell phone. Oh, somebody's calling now. 5-971-2034.
Thank you. And HSBC.
Okay, thank you. I'll go ahead and I'll just share the slide that we have. It has the branch manager, Obi, who's also on this call. It has his name and his email address along with the branch phone number, and also our local business relationship manager who's in Cupertino. Personally, I also live in Silicon Valley, so having the Cupertino Chamber invite me to speak today is very special. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, I am going to share the slide so that you can all have their contact information, and would like to thank everybody who joined us today so that we could bring you this information. And if you have other questions, you can always reach the chamber at the contact information shown on your screen, and every bank's information is also on the screen. So again, everyone, thank you for being with us today. And for any future webinars, please check this chamber website, www.cupertino-chamber.org, as we will continue to provide you with great information as time goes along. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Bye.
Everybody be well.